Hello, my friend. You're back. Welcome back to Miss Wittkopp Story Time. I'm super happy you're here. I have a story to read to you today that is about a little boy who makes a snap judgment about something. A snap judgment means that before you learn anything about it or you ask it any questions, you just make a decision that you do like it or you don't like it. When I read this book, thought of my sister, Colleen. When my mom told my sister Colleen that she was going to have a baby, which was me, Miss Wittkopp, my sister right away said, well, I don't want a little sister. Even though she had never met me, she didn't know anything about me, she didn't even have any other sisters. She said she didn't want a little sister. That's called a snap judgment. And guess what? Now we're best friends. She loves having me as a sister. So this story is called Not Norman. It's a goldfish story. It's told by Kelly Bennett and it's illustrated by Noah Z. Jones. And this story is about this little boy who gets a goldfish, but he really didn't want a pet goldfish. So let's read Not Norman. A goldfish story. Right when you open it, you see lots of cute little goldfish. Not Norman, a goldfish story. When I got Norman, I didn't want to keep him. I wanted a different kind of pet. Not Norman. I think that the little boy got Norman for his birthday. I think it was a birthday gift. What do you think? I see balloons and a birthday cake and some wrapping paper. I wanted a pet who could run and catch, or one who could climb trees and chase strings. A soft, furry pet to sleep on my bed at night. Not Norman. All Norman does is swim around and 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 around. There he is swimming. This is it, Norman, I decide. I'm trading you for a good pet. Norman doesn't move. Not even a fin twitches. How can I trade him like this? No one will want a sorry-looking fish in a gunky bowl. See his dirty bowl? Poor Norman. When I drop Norman into his nice, clean bowl, he starts dipping and flipping, flapping his fins around. He looks so goofy, I have to laugh. Don't think that just because you made me laugh, I'm going to keep you, I tell him. Tomorrow, you're out of here. Norman blows a stream of bubbles. The next day, I take Norman to school with me. If I talk him up real good during show and tell, maybe somebody will want him. On the way there, we see my friend Austin. Austin has a really cool dog and 7 puppies. Want to swap one of your pups for Norman? I asked. Who's Norman? Asks Austin. My goldfish, I say. By the time I rescue Norman, half of his water is gone. So he's talking to his friend about his goldfish and he looks over. The dogs are licking the goldfish's water. Oops. I'm sorry, I tell Norman when we get to school. I'm really sorry. He just stares at me all googly-eyed. Finally, it's my turn to show and tell. Just as I start to talk about goldfish, Emily shouts, Jenny's gone. Who let my snake loose? There he is, refilling Norman's water in the water fountain. That's kind of funny. Check this out. He's doing show and tell, and she yells, my snake is missing. Oh no, that is not a good day in Miss Wittkopp's classroom. No, thank you. No missing snakes. Does anyone hear the story of how I got Norman? Does anyone even ask to hold his bowl? No. They're all jumping and screaming and chasing the snake. Not Norman. He's looking right at me. Thanks for listening, I tell him. Aw. Everybody ran away. Except Norman. That's pretty nice. I like Norman. That afternoon, we go to my music lesson. As soon as it's over, I'm taking Norman back to the pet store. I take out my tuba and I begin to play. Boom, 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 ba, 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 bo, 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 bee. I glance over at Norman. He's swaying back and forth. Glug, 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 he mouths. Look, Norman is singing, I say. Pay attention, snaps the maestro, and try to play the proper notes. They get in trouble. How funny is that, though? Norman was singing with him. I like that. Maestro makes me stay for extra practice. By the time my lesson is over, it's too late to go to the pet store. Don't think that just because you like my music, I'm going to keep you, I tell Norman. He glugs. That night, I'm sound asleep when screech, scritch. What's that noise? Scratch, scritch, screech. Yikes, there's something at my window. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I spot Norman. He isn't scared. He isn't swimming around in circles either. He glugs and gives me a little wave. I'm not alone. Together, Norman and I slide open the curtains. It was just a broken tree branch. Thanks for watching out for me, Norman, I say. Oh. He thought he was alone. He was scared, and it was dark, but Norman was there the whole time. What a good friend. On Saturday, I take Norman to the pet store, just like I said I would. I look at the cats and dogs and snakes and birds. I look at the hamsters and mice and lizards too. They all look like good pets, but they are not Norman. Do you think he's going to keep Norman? What do you think? Make a prediction. A prediction's a guess. Do you think he's going to keep him? Let's see. When I got Norman, I wasn't sure I wanted to keep him. But now, even if I could pick any pet in the whole world, I wouldn't trade him. Not Norman. And the sign says, Norman, one amazing fish. Isn't that a great story? I love that story. There's Norman swimming around, splishing and splashing. I really like that book. Isn't that a good book? So at first, the little boy had decided, I don't want a fish. I don't want a goldfish. I want a dog or a hamster or something fluffy to play with. But after he hung out with Norman for a little while, he realized, actually, my goldfish is pretty cool once he got to know him. It's a good story, a good lesson. I like this book. It's Not Norman, A Goldfish Story by Kelly Bennett and illustrated by Noah Z. Jones. Did you like the story? I hope so. I have had so much fun reading with you, and I can't wait to be back soon to read with you again. I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.